lady's gonna sing for us in a little bit, Mary Mel. So, all right, on here, on the front right here, front row, we got Eric Smitherman, Chief of Police, uh, Fire Chief David Driver, Public Works Director Jeff Zazette, Utility Department Director is Stanley Higgins, Operations Manager is Lisa Taylor, City Clerk is Susie Ellison, and Velma is the magistrate. Right there, I've missed her. Okay. Velma, you supposed to been down on the end. Yeah. I can't keep these bunches lined up for nothing. Nah. I got a good bunch here. I'm proud of all of them. They've done a great job for the last 4.5 years. We've been able to accomplish a lot, and that was one reason for having this tonight. You know, we've had a couple of coffee with the mayors and had one town hall meeting one night, and it's all of them went good. I'm surprised there's not more people here tonight than they are, but that's fine. We got Piper Peach is carrying us live tonight. They've been good for just putting our word out there here lately. I've been there 2 or 3 times doing some interviews with them. But what I want to do is we're going to start off tonight. You want to check this out before I go?
Test, test, test. Yep. Just wouldn't hold your mouth right.
Screw it loose. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Okay. I want to start off tonight talking about economic development. I know a lot of people don't understand how a lot of it works. We've been fortunate, I guess, to have a lot of good folks and friends that's helped us work through a lot of this stuff. And I got a long story. I won't tell you all of it about going down when I first took office. Bob Woods and myself went down and talked to a mayor down in Greenville. Been there for 20-something years, I think. And Dexter's a good guy, but he's helped us. He helped us realize a lot of stuff real fast. So we knew when we come home that we had to do some things that, I know everybody's not, don't understand it, maybe not on board with it, but the city of Clanton, we had 19 or 20 pieces of property, and I think Alan Childers and David McCure, is David here? Didn't I say David? David. They worked a lot on this stuff, getting all those pieces of property together that we knew that we weren't going to be able to use. I mean, it just didn't have any use for them. So we started off with those, getting those ones we had, and then having to put them out for like an auction them off, and took that money and actually went and reinvested in our economic development board in Ann Island, and I can't remember Steve Mims and Mike Jordan and Kyle and Bob Woods. Yeah, a lot of them is on that board. We've been able to do a lot of things, take that money and invest some of it too, reinvest some of it in some more pieces of property and this, that, and other. But economic development does not mean growth for the sake of growth. It means growing in a way that improves the quality of life of our citizens. Cities provide services to residents based on revenue received from sales tax collection, business license, and permitting fees. That's what those things there in themselves, if we found out in the last year, and you said, dang, why did it take you so long? A lot of things we wasn't getting paid our sales tax. They was collecting it. A lot of businesses collecting it from y'all, but they wasn't paying the city of Clanton and the county. And so we've been able to find those, and a lot of them just didn't know. I mean, I'd like to think that most of them just didn't know, but we've been able to get those taxes collected, a lot of them, and next year we've changed over to the state doing our collections instead of the ones that we've had in years past that we didn't think was doing a good job. But we've been able to increase our revenue a lot because of that. And the bad paved roads and things like that, that's what we live on. I mean, our sales tax and license fees and this, that, and other, that's what makes this wheel turn. That's what pays all these people and buys new equipment that we've got and this, that, and other. So that's how that works. Sales tax revenue increases services to residents. And, on the other hand, should it decrease, that means the service is going to have to decrease. And we don't want that. We always want to be able to try to do things for y'all and And that's something that people don't understand. We don't charge to pick up limbs and rubbish. But we've got those trucks. If y'all look at some of these in a minute, all those trucks cost a lot of money. And all these employees, that's a service that the city of Clanton gives our people. And a lot of these smaller towns, they don't do it. I mean, Hoover and other places like that, I don't think some of those do it without having to charge you for it. But anyway, in the current economy, communities either propose propose or perish. Remaining the same is not an option for us. Rising costs due to inflation and other factors mean that our city must continue to increase revenue to be able to provide a consistent level of range of services. At the same time, we must be good stewards of our tax revenue used to support these services. Now, y'all see when we get through with this today what I'm talking about. Our public safety. Some of the figures I'm fixing to give you is going to blow your mind. We've been able to accomplish in this term. In our law enforcement and criminal justice system, we have worked to eliminate turnover in police and fire departments by introducing competitive wages and benefits for the first response personnel. Provide law enforcement personnel with the tools and technology necessary to increase public safety. License plate readers. I asked Eric a while ago to explain y'all, these things cost a lot of money, but I'm telling you, they're worth their gold. Eric, if you want to talk.
The license plate readers that we have currently in the city, pretty much every city in the state has them. They have a lot of them, but like he said, they cost a lot of money. They range anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 per unit. We're trying to get them off of grants. That way, the city don't have to pay for them. And every year, can you hear me? Every year, we try to get 2 of them because they'll give us a grant for about $20,000, and that'll buy 2 of them and then pay for the service for a little while. We currently have them at the 205 exit, the 208 exit, and the 212 exit, but we don't have them all yet, so we got 1 or 2 more to get, and then we'll have those exits covered. And some people may be asking what those are. I think most everybody knows what they are, but what they are is they're license plate readers as well as cameras. If you ever drive out to the 208 or the 205 or 212, you'll notice there's a black pole out there, and it's got a little camera sitting on it, and those are constantly taking pictures of everybody. So the first question I always get asked is they feel like that's a little bit of an intrusion on privacy. We don't look at those cameras. I mean, we don't go pull those cameras every day and see how many times, you get on the 212 exit or anybody else does. But if we need to, we can. So people ask, like, what do we use them for? Well, if there's a robbery at the 212 or a burglary in a neighborhood, and they typically, when those type things happen, they'll get on the interstate and leave the city. Because most of the time they're coming from Montgomery, Birmingham, or other places like that. Well, all we have to do is go back in that system, and we can tell it what kind of car we're looking for, the color car we're looking for, and things like that. Narrow down a time frame, and you can pretty much, let's say you're looking for a white Toyota truck. You can narrow down that time frame of when the burglary happened or the robbery happened, and then you can simply go in there, and you should have a snapshot and a picture of those vehicles' tags, or either if they don't have tags, pictures of the drivers or whatever. They're a really great tool to have. I mean, versus paying a police officer to sit at those exits all day long and having to pay them the money you have to pay a police officer, those kind of do the same thing. They're constantly monitoring traffic, and they've helped us a lot on catching a lot of crimes. But we hope to add a few more throughout the next couple of years. We hope to have them completely at every exit. We want one at the Walmart exit and a few other places. The data on those things are shared between us and everybody throughout the United States. So basically, if somebody in Texas has one of the LPR systems that we have, we can share our information with them and they can share with us. To give you an example, let's say that, David's a missing person. Well, if David's a missing person and we know he's in his truck, then we can go in there and put his information in the system, and it may start popping up that, hey, he just went through Hoover. Hey, he just went through Texas, whatever, So, I mean, it's a really good tool to have. I thank the council, the mayor, for helping us to be able to get the grants, to work to getting those and all the exits, and it helps protect all of you, and it helps us really a lot with our criminal investigations.
All right. Mash that button right there, Eric. All right. We also expand the staff and improve efficiency at the municipal court system, thanks to Teresa and some of these others that helped us get that started from Velma. When we first took office, it's made a big difference. Reconfigured streets and installed speed bumps to increase safety in our neighborhoods. If you've been at Yellow Leaf or over on Temple Road, I don't think there's been another wreck on Temple Road since as long as I've been living there. We've had some deaths and some other things, and we put those four-way stops over there with those flashing lights. I had a guy told me not too long ago, or about a year ago, he said, I thought that was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life, but it's worked out real good, because you know what? He lives right there by it too. So anyway, those have helped out a lot. Speed bumps that we put in communities, it's really slowed down a lot of speeding. We try to put some up there that make sure they're going to feel them when they go across them, you know, not going to get a lot of speed and jump over them and not feel it at all. So we make sure they're tall enough that they can feel them. But anyway, the efforts alone have resulted in a reduction in crime within the city of Clanton by approximately 50%. That's what I wanted y'all to know. It's been our crime rate has went down 50%. I bet there ain't many people can say that. And that's because of this police department and the things that we've let them do. I've told you that what you got to do, everybody, who's got kids in here? Raise your hand. About everybody. What do you do to them when they get out of line? When they little? You wear them out. That's what worked for me. And if we let these people that gets caught from stealing at Walmart or wherever else, you bring them to court and you just turn them loose, and they don't even come back to court because they're not worried about the consequences, we don't do that. You get caught, you're going to pay for it. Either in jail, pay it out of your pocketbook. And that has changed a lot of this stuff right here. I don't care if you're poor. I don't care if you're rich. It does not matter, because people think because you're poor, it's legal to steal. This ain't the way it's going to work around here. You can be rich, go out there and steal, you're still going to go to jail. You're going to have to pay for it. So anyway, that's some of the things we've done to try to change things to improve our public safety around here. Other public safety improvements include significantly expanding lighting on Interstate 65 and along Highway 31 and 145. Now, y'all probably don't even know that they've been brighter lights put on 31, 145, and Interstate. I asked somebody the other day, I was talking about lighting. I said, I won't tell you what I said, but I was fixing to say it, but I don't need to. But anyway, have you looked up lately? A lot of people like me, I don't get out a lot at night. And a lot of people just thinks it's always happened. But listen, we've worked with this stuff for 4 years, with Bob, about 4.5 years trying to get lighting. Mike Jordan sitting there with Alabama Power, he knows how much stuff, how much Hades we've had to go through just dealing with the DOT and trying to get these permits. It's just unreal. It's like they don't want you to do it. You know, you can have too much light or not enough light. They don't want it nowhere in the middle, but I'm thinking some is better than none. But anyway, we've got those lights put up. Interstate 65 at the 212 is one of the prettiest interstate exits on the holes. I'm all the way down from north to south. We've redone the ones at 205, and now I'm trying to work on these out here to 208. Cost money, probably about $1 million something put lights up out there. So, you know, it costs money, but hey, look at the difference. All right, improved safety markings and visual lighting at local intersections. That's what I was talking about a while ago about the stop signs, flashing stop signs, and putting brighter lights up at those intersections. And we're steadily working on those. We right now got a bunch of them out on Power ready to be put up on some places here in town, and we'll continue to do that. Obtain physical grants to improve safety in intersections of Poplar Springs Road. We've redone the intersection over there, and I think, Eric, do y'all know how many wrecks we've had over there since we've done that? It's not many, if any. I know. But we've had a lot of comments on that, but it took a lot of time. I mean, here it is 4.5 years later, and we just got through with it, I think, last year. And I think they finally just closed the thing out about 2 weeks ago. But we already got the grant at Lomax. Those 5 intersections up there at Lomax. I'm going to cut this off, y'all. But those 5 roads that comes in up there at Lomax is, it's always wrecks up there. And we've got a grant to do that, and now the DOT's working on that right there to reline those roads. There won't be but 4 of them coming down. You ask where the other one's at, it's gonna turn at the top of the hill, that, what's the name of that road, Autumnwood? Autumnwood Drive, it'll come out on top of the hill and come out on New Harmony up there at the top of the hill, so there'll just be 4 roads coming down. But, you know, that'll be something that they'll start, we plan on starting this year, you know, quick as the grants and all, everything's worked out with the plans and everything. So that's one of the ones that we've worked on. We've demolished at least 25 houses since on a grant that we had. And we've done a few more, the city's done a few more that's about to just fall down. It's real dangerous. So we're about to apply for another grant to tear about 35 more of them down. And that takes time, but once you get them, you know, those blighted areas, as people, the houses have been falling all these years or just look bad, we've got them. I mean, we're gonna get the rest of them. So future plans include a new judicial center to accommodate the police department and multiple courtrooms. If y'all look right over there, that rendering right over there, that's the new police department. Our plans is when we tear the whole courthouse down to build that building right there. It's about $15 million. So we got to have it. The courtroom we got down here is so small, it ain't much bigger from here to there. I mean, it's hard to get those folks in there, and so that's the plan for that. This where the old courthouse is over here. You know, we swapped the county some property out there where they build a new courthouse for this courthouse. So once that gets done, they get moved into that one over there. They'll have to come in here and take out the asbestos in it, whatever else, and then we'll take over that property and tear it down. That's about $1 million to tear that baby down and get it cleaned up, roughly somewhere around there. David Driver, we've established since we've been here. Clanton's always had a volunteer fire department, and we knew we was going to try to do something. I talked to him when I was running 4.5 years ago. I wanted to do something, and thanks to this council and our revenue, we've been able to create a full-time fire department. Now we've got 2 more fire departments. We plan on filling them up, but it's going to take a minute. We always applying for grants to try to get some of that stuff done, but we got a full-time fire department right here by City Hall. And those guys go out, y'all hear the sirens all the time. I mean, it's unreal. And we've also, y'all know what kind of issues the county has been dealing with trying to get ambulances. And you liable to have to wait an hour or maybe 2 hours to get an ambulance somewhere. And that's just been, I mean, it's ridiculous. We knew we had to do something. And these guys right here, gals, knew that we had to do something to get us an ambulance in this town, and we made a deal with RPS. And you know, it might not have been the best deal in the world, but if you live in the city of Clanton, we're gonna come get you. We're gonna come get you. And if that ambulance is gone, we have to wait. But I don't know if we've had to wait very often. I mean, RPS is gonna try to get them in there as quick as they can. But we knew 2 years ago that we were gonna have to have an ambulance. We ordered that ambulance 2 years ago and just got it about 3 or 4 months ago. Is that about right? Okay. And then we ordered another fire truck. And we just got it about a month ago. So these are things that we're trying to do for the people in the city of Clanton. And we're not trying to do, we're doing it. And we're going to continue to try to improve all of that. We would like to do 205 next. That's another one we want to try to man next. And then maybe out to 212. So our staff, future priorities, our staff station 2 with full-time ambulance and first responders at fire station 2, and that's the one down at 205. Order a second city-owned ambulance. We're about to order another one. I think we'll probably put that in the budget here next year, October, and order another ambulance, and we're gonna see how that goes. In the meantime, that'll help us go and get those things, those fire station manned full time. So then we'll have 2 of them. So, David, you want to say anything? That's just up to you. Not this. Okay. All right. It is important to remember that our law enforcement and first responders personnel must not only be properly equipped and trained to respond to the needs of our residents, but also to the occupants of the more than 40,000 people running up and down this interstate every day. And we have to go out there a lot. So, that's one thing that we can say. I get letters, David, bring them up here to me, that people's run up and down this interstate, things has happened to them, that they write letters back thanking us, thanking the fire department for what they've done. So, Public Works, we'll move on to that. Our employees work hard to ensure that essential services are provided in a professional and timely manner. Problems do occur, but we can assure you that our departments will continue to do everything within our power to correct problems with as little inconvenience to you as possible. Meet our responsibility to you. Hired a full-time director, which is Jeff Zett right down there when we took office, as Public Works Director. Expanding the frequency of garbage pickup. You know, we started this with the garbage pickup. The client was losing over $500,000 a year. And so we went to Hoover. They asked us to come. We went up there, and I out of Clanton. I don't know how we ended up doing that, but it's been a pretty good deal. Went up there and got in a lost for words. Solid Waste Authority. We earned one here in the Chilton County, but the price just kept going up because if we hire somebody or contract somebody at the Solid Waste Authority in Thorsby as a Solid Waste Authority of Chilton County, they can continue to jack those prices up about every 2 or 3 years. And with that authority in Hoover, the contract's a lot longer. So we were able to get you 2 pickups every week for $5 more. And of course, if you miss one of them, they're gonna raise Cain at you. But anyway, you know, things happen. Trucks break up, break down, whatever. So, but that's some of the stuff that happens. But we've been able to save a lot of money by hiring that out, and it's been real good. We're hoping that they don't go up the next year. If they do, we'll just have to pay it, because let me tell y'all something. Landfills are not a dime a dozen. We need one real bad in Chilton County. It'd be a good thing we had one, but not many people want a landfill by their house. And you got to be within about 4 or 5 miles of a sewer plant. So that puts you back out there toward Pinedale out that way if we decide to do that. And then you're going to have to get everybody on board, because without it, you know, you're just going to have trouble. But if you had a landfill like Shelby County's got, that's a cash cow, because you can take waste from other counties and charge them like they do us. We have to still take stuff to clear, haul it all the way up there. All these rubbish trucks, most of them have to drive all the way to clear. So that's the reason why. That's another thing that eats in our pocketbook a lot, as far as tax dollars goes. But anyway, it's been a big deal for us to try to get that garbage thing worked out, and I'm thankful that we do. Jeff's worked hard on that kind of stuff. He goes to a lot of meetings where I can't in Hoover, and stands in for me and us, but it's done real good. So, expanded the frequency of garbage pickup, established a rating system to determine the priority of resurfacing and remarking streets. When we took office, we hired a company to go in here, and they take pictures every 10 foot on every road. And they've got a list of these roads, every road. They got them graded, like from A to B, C, D, whatever. And that's how if we start to do a paving project, we take those that's the worst, and that's when we try to pave first. So, that's one of the things that we've had done. We have invested more than $2 million in resurfacing downtown and secondary streets in the city of Clanton. And let me tell y'all something, it costs a lot of money to pave a road, a lot of money. And we want to pave them all. I tell everybody this all the time. If we had 2 or 3 more businesses in town, big ones, it's funny because it's a song. The guy said he's running for office. He wants to put 2 chickens in every pot and pave every city street. That's kind of the way I feel about it. But anyway, we relocated and improved city maintenance shops to better maintain city equipment and materials, thereby reducing costs. Y'all know how it was down on 31 right here when I took office. I tell them, we've all know this. You don't tell somebody else to clean up their stuff unless you clean yours up first. And that's what we done. We went down there and tore that building down, bought 2 older ones and refurbished them down here, got all our stuff across the railroad tracks. And y'all see some of these streets. I'm still a midget in that right there, but anyway, if y'all ever get a chance to go across the railroad tracks right down at Thomas Oil, you'll see those shops that we've got down there, and I'm proud of it because we've done a lot of work down there in the last year or so. That's really folks that come from out of town that's in the business that we're in for the utilities. I mean, public works. They see that down there and say, "Man, y'all got a nice place down here." But this took us about 4.5 years to get this done. But we're proud of what we got down there and being able to keep all this equipment. You know, we're fixing to build another shed down there hopefully this year to try to get more of our stuff out of the weather. But we've been able to do something with the fuel tanks down there, fuel pumps down there. We took this old building down, took it down here, and it laid on the ground for a couple of years. Now we got it up. These guys here, and the utilities and street departments, they've always had to go down and get the fuel in the rain. Go in there at night, there's no lights. So now you go down there, you got a shed over it and bright lights. We've got automatic gates down there. So keep folks out, and it's not supposed to be in there, but that's some of the stuff that we've done on the public works and utilities. So we have achieved significant cost savings by obtaining equipment to conduct maintenance and repair of our city infrastructure in-house. We do a lot of that ourselves now, where we used to have to sub it all out, and now we've got the equipment to do things like this. We work closely with the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs, Central Access, to ensure that residents have high-speed internet service. They have cost us a ton of money this year, boring through our water lines and our sewer lines, but everybody wanted broadband, wanted all this fast internet, and they about got it. And we've helped them a lot to be able to get $23 million. I think that's what they got for Chilton County, put this broadband in. Establish litter crews to improve the appearance of the city. Y'all see these guys out here picking up trash? You know, I'm glad of what they do. I know it's a job that's a thankless job a lot of times. Those guys have done a good job. Establish online payment options for the city services. We've had to change a lot of our stuff in-house, our software and stuff that we've done. It's cost us a fortune. And Lisa and them has had a lot of issues trying to get this changed over and been cussed out a lot, because I've heard people cussing them. And these girls that works in this office down here, they need some medals and everything else, because they have to put up with a lot from people that, you know, that think that we mean to do this. We're trying to make things better, but, you know, it just takes time. So, and I guess we about got it all. I mean, there's a few more things we want to try to do to make it convenient for you, where you can pay it online with these here. So, refurbished water intake system for municipal water supplies. We've upgraded wastewater treatment plant. About to do some more work down there at both places. Initiated the system to automatically read water meters to reduce costs. When we took office, we had to redo a bunch of water meters. I remember, you know, it was on the news where we'd replaced some of those meters that had been dead for years, and we'd put those in, and now we're tackling that issue again. So we're about to go with automatic read meters. It's going to cost us about a little over $3 million to put automatic reads, where it'll be just like a power box at your house, and it actually goes through Alabama Power, but be able to read your meter and not even have to send a truck out there. And that's going to be convenient for us, but it's going to cost a lot of money to do it. Stanley and myself have been down to Montgomery countless times to try to get money through USDA and ADM to help us pay for that, and we've made a little headway. Acquired necessary equipment to complete water and wastewater repairs in-house to reduce the maintenance costs. Bought a road board machine to try to keep them digging up all the roads. We still have to sometimes, because the main water line on a lot of these roads is out in the middle of the road. So we still have to dig up some, but if that water line's on this side, we need a water meter on that side. We can bore on the road now without disturbing the road, and that's a big plus. As a certified engineer, Director Higgins has saved the city a considerable amount of money by not having to retain outside firms to perform many of these services. Stanley is a certified engineer, and he works here every day for us. And last night, Stanley called me about 10:30. Stanley, I'm sorry I woke up and thought it was weekend, but I done went to sleep. Stanley said, "Boss, I'm going to explain this to y'all. Our pumps at the river are put in the 50s, some of them are 60s, whatever. Been in there 50 years, maybe something like that. But two of them have, and they're not pumping to full capacity just like me. So, but we've got a grant to do what, $3.5 million, $3.8 million to put in new pumps at that river. Tornado hit it about 2 or 3 months after I went in office, and it's still uncovered down there. So it's been a big deal. But Dan, if you tell him last night, he called me and said, "Boss, the pump's gone." I said, "Oh shoot." So anyway, he went back down there this morning and got it going, and but we're still limping along till we get this new project started, and we've been waiting on switch gears, but y'all may not understand what switch gears is, but it's a lot to do with power. These power boxes and things we've been waiting on. We had to wait on 52 weeks once we give the contract out. So, Stanley, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'd like to point out the fact that working with the board and the mayor, who is the superintendent of the board, we've been able to, through these projects and through SRF and ADM grants, we've been able to obtain right in the neighborhood of somewhere around $15 million in grants to upgrade our infrastructure. The raw water intake that he's referring to, that's the only source that Clanton has for water. So if right now we have 3 pumps that are in working condition. 2 of those were installed in 1955. The other was installed in 1982. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out those need to be replaced. And with SRF funding, we're able to do that. And Mayor, we had $2 million in BIL funding that was given to the city that was directed to utilities. So with our raw water intake, that project is only really costing the city out of pocket about $1 million. So it's a little over a $3 million job, and we received a little over $2 million in principal forgiveness grant. So we don't have to match any of that or anything. It's 100% free to the city. We've got a $11 million project going on at the wastewater treatment plant. The wastewater treatment plant EPA was having some issues with some of the things that were going on with our sewer system, and we were under the threat of having some serious issues with them. And with the help of Superintendent Mims, Mayor Mims, we were able to get a consulting engineer in, and we began preliminary designs on the wastewater treatment plant before we even knew where the funding was going to come from, because we knew it had to happen. And I think that's one of the key factors, Mayor, that we got $5 million in grant funding on that project. It's because we were prepared and we were able to show them the plans that we had in place to improve that facility. And that's going to benefit the city of Clanton for 40 to 50 years to come, because we're going to be prepared for any kind of growth that does come through, both on the water side and the sewer side. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen our lift stations that we have. None of those, if the power goes out, we don't have sanitary sewer lift stations. So working with the mayor, we've gotten a grant and some funding to, all 13 lift stations are going to be upgraded to include a generator and what's called SCADA function, which basically we'll be able to get notifications on all of our electronic devices of if there's a problem with a lift station. We'll get a notification on that. Right now, we have to send a truck around every day to all 13 lift stations to investigate those, make sure they're properly functioning. Once we get this project upgrade completed, we won't have to do that anymore. We'll be able to look at our computer software and see if we have any problems in it. But I want to thank Mayor Mims for his commitment, because a lot of that stuff is unseen. And it's a pretty good commitment for a mayor to be that dedicated to utility.
Thank you, Stanley. On average, we have our water meters in the city are 23 years old. These things got batteries in them. And when they pull up there, they take a laptop and that's how they read those meters. When they go dead, they got to get out and manually read every one of them. And that's what we've been having to go through because here's several months ago, all those babies started dying. And instead of putting money back into those meters, putting some more just like that, we're moving on toward that automatic read. We've already set aside some money to go ahead and get hooked up with Alabama Power so these things start reading. And as we start buying these meters, we'll buy automatic read meters. So that's some of the stuff. We got 5,000 of them things in town and that the city owns, the water meters.
On those, Mayor, within 6 months, any new meters that are installed in the city of Clanton will be on the new AMI system.
Okay. And it's, you take 5,000, these things, what, Stanley, about $250, $300 a piece? Time you get them replaced and all. So it don't take too much to figure that out. But during the next 4 years, the city will be required to make a approximately $10 million to install filters to filter, reduce they call it PFAS. Y'all ever heard of what PFAS is? I hadn't until a few years ago. But PFAS is in the river, and it's a contaminant. And I think they've just here in the last year or so been able to try to figure out how in the heck to get it out, it costs a bunch. And we're in a lawsuit right now because of that stuff. But Chilton County drills their wells. Well, it's not easy just finding your well anywhere. I mean, you got to get somebody that rubs rocks together and all this stuff to try to figure out where that water's at. So ADM and they want us to move toward drilling wells, and that's what we want to do. But in the meantime, we haven't got any choice but to pump it out of that river down there. And by 2029, if we don't get this stuff out, get to drilling wells or whatever, they're going to make us do something. And when they go to making you do something, it's going to cost a pile of money. I ain't talking about just pennies. It's going to cost a lot. And whatever money we're raising right now, it's not going to hold. I mean, you just think about it. Everything you got is going to go up because we will have no choice. But we're trying our best. I promise you, we're trying our best to make sure that we don't don't put you in that situation. So just to let you know that, I mean, it's a lot to it. $10 million is $10 million, but anyway, it will soon be necessary to repaint the Peach Water Tower. When I took office, me and these guys right here decided to start setting back $100,000 a year to paint that water tank out there. Because they told us it's going to cost about $600,000 to paint it. But ain't just anybody going to get up there and swing over that baby and paint it. The last guy that done that, he ain't here no more. So, and there's not a lot of them sitting out there waiting to do this. So it's going to cost us probably $1 million now. But if we hadn't started putting money back, it's going to have to come out of your pockets. out of our pockets. So thankfully we've been able to do that, and we've got the money to paint that water tank, and we plan on doing it here in the next 24 to 36 months. We already went out there and relit it, put LED lights out there. It took us a minute to get all that stuff done, but we done that about a year or so ago. But that's just something else that a lot of people don't know about that's been going on that we've done, and plan on continuing doing stuff like that all the time. I mean, we got to. That's the way we think up here. Let's see. We'll go back to the Parks and Recs. I'll go to the Parks and Recs now. Y'all have noticed the bridge. I know some of you might not have been over there. We've got 2 bridges going over there, and we're going to try to get one more, but we worked on one over there today that got it where you can finally walk across it. But that's something we've worked on 4.5 years. Marymount will tell you that they started this thing about 10 years ago to try to get a splash pad in that bridge. When we took office, COVID hit, and everything went out the roof. We got the grant, and then we had to reapply for it. So thank goodness we finally got it, but y'all see how long it's took to get this baby done to where we got the splash pad. Hopefully we'll have it ready by another month. But and that bridge down there at the Ollie Park is part of that grant that we got. The other one down here on right off of 31 is a A-Trip grant. that right, Susie? Is that A-Trip? TAP grant, whatever? TAP. But it should, they about ready, I think it's probably getting about ready for them to set that bridge, but there's a lot of work left down there to do yet to get that ready, and hopefully we can get it ready for the Peach Jam, but that's what we're working toward, try to get that done. But you know, things like that is things we've done. You've seen the batting houses, batting cages. You don't know. That wasn't cheap neither, but we done that work ourselves, most of that ourselves, other than put the building up. You know, I've been down there a lot myself trying to do things to try to save money because that was my game. I mean, I was a contractor all these years, but I knew I try to do that every day. We all try to do what we can do to just keep them costing a lot of money because that little old bathroom we're building down is we're going to have about $200,000 in a 20 by 20 bathroom. Got 2 bathrooms and a house. I mean, it's ridiculous, but we're doing it ourselves. And if we hadn't had, that joker would have been probably $300,000 or better. But you know, we try to do that all the time to just try to save the city money, and I mean, it's just the stuff that we do. We got the two batting cages, the installation of the pickleball court with plans to expand that. Want to put a top on that thing. The addition of the new lighting along the walking path is something we want to do down here going by the creek. We want to try to put up lights on that. Installation of new restroom facilities and restorations of the existing facilities in Goose Pond Park. And we built the new one, got the new ones over at Goose Pond. Initiated development of mountain bike and walking trail. People say, what's going on with the mountain bike and walking trail? Well, we try to get grants. When you apply for a grant, you might have to wait 6 months before they tell you if you got it or not. Well, you can't start them. They said, if you start them, I said, no, you can't do that. So you have to wait till you see if you get it. If you don't get it, then we move to something else. So we budgeted this year to do the first phase on that walking trail over there. I mean, the bike trail over off Temple Road. And lo and behold, after we got it budgeted, somebody come along and say, hey, we can get you this grant. Guess what? We waited 6 months. And in the meantime, we got it, but it wasn't much. Wasn't as much as they said we was going to get, so it wasn't enough to do it. Now I had to call the mountain bike guy. I told him I had to stop, and I called him back, and guess what? He's too busy. So maybe we may wait 6 more months before we get it. But hey, we're in line this time. I guarantee you we're going to get that baby done. So, but that's one of the things we've done with a mountain bike trail. The new splash pad, I told you about that. Expanded Peach Jam. Peach Jam Entertainment, y'all know how big it's gotten in the last few years? I mean, last year, I can't tell you. It's hard for us to say how many people that was down there because we have no way to count them. And they was a bunch. And there'll be more this year, I promise you. Added a walking trail with improved lighting at the pickleball court at E.M. Henry Park. Rehabilitated our tennis courts, are about trying to. That's another one of them deals. They just ain't ever Joe Blow out there going to do that. So you got to wait on certain people to do it, and we're waiting on them. How long, David? Forever. But they say they're coming. Initial planning for construction of a new senior center at Goose Pond Park. It is our goal to build a new senior center, state-of-the-art senior center down here where we took that building down below the old waterworks building. We've already got a architect working on it. We meet with our seniors over here off of Enterprise Road. We want them to have all the say they can put into it. Tell us what they need. It's not something we're just going to build on our own. We want to make sure we build it like they want it done. And that's something that we're working on now. We're going to move on to this. It says a cooperative agreement with the Board of Education to provide a city of Clanton police officers as school resource officers. We have to put these officers down there for them, and we're paying a lot of that money ourselves. The city of Clanton is. Board of Education pays us about half of what it costs per officer. We're working closely with the Superintendent of Education to create vocational education opportunities for students who do not plan to participate in traditional four-year college programs. We've stayed with talked to Corey and them a lot. You know, our education system, we got about 14% of the kids that go to school in Chilton County about 14% of them is all goes to college. So out of what's left, our school over here, our trade school, is not big enough to hold them all. They get to educate maybe it's half of them every year. So that means half of them don't get to go get any kind of training. And y'all know what it's like trying to go out here and see how many people that's not working or not educated enough to work because they didn't get the training. And we want to help them to build a new school, either give them some property or something to build a new vocational school, and they're working on it. I promise you, the Board of Education is working on that school right now, try to build us a new one, along with Jeff States, and it's going to be a good partnership. Provide law enforcement. Let's see. We first took office. We sponsored and hosted an annual career day. Bob, myself, Billy, a bunch of others. We done got together over to trade school and got the Board of Education to come in and see how we done this. And after that first year, started into the second one. Now they've been on their own putting this thing together. So the cities we've been able to get out of it, let them do what they should have been doing or know how to do now. So it's worked out real good to try to get these kids coming up there right before they graduate school and get them hooked in with the business owners or, people like Alabama Power and other folks that comes up there that day to try to hire some of these kids right out of school. Provide law enforcement officers during the morning, drop off afternoon, and pick up over to school. Now, Eric can tell you we have a lot of officers over there every morning at those schools to try to keep accidents down and keep traffic moving, and that's something that we do to help the school system. Provided first response capability to all the schools within the city of Clanton. I occasionally receive questions relating to the establishment of the city school system. We have met on multiple occasions with superintendents of the city school systems to obtain information and advice. We've been up to Alabaster and other places that started these city schools, and I know here lately there's been 3 cities, I think, throughout the state has actually voted the tax down, because it costs a lot of money to do a city school, and it's just about cost us 1 year's budget to start a city school, and people don't realize all the stuff that goes along with it. It'd be nice, but I'm just telling you, I don't think Clanton's ready for it. We want to do it one of these days, and we have been trying, just to be honest with you. We've tried a lot. So this effort will require a huge financial commitment from the city that could easily exceed our current city budget. With the current uncertainty due to the elimination of federal Department of Education and federal funding of schools, we do not feel it is prudent to pursue the establishment of the city school system at this time. We will continue to work with our superintendent of the Board of Education to ensure that our students receive the best possible education to prepare them for the future. Jobs is a big deal. People's asked me a lot of times since I've been in office that, you're not creating jobs. All you want is new restaurants and this, that, and the other. Well, listen, there's 3 car plants in this town. Chris, you can testify to this. 3 car plants in this town is not even running 3 shifts. So there's plenty of jobs out there, just nobody to work. So right now, we're looking at trying to get some new houses built. There's 150 acres up here north of town that has already been a contract on to build some houses. I'm talking about 2,000, 3,000 square foot homes. They got sidewalks. We've looked at a community up in Columbiana it's a fine one. And there'll be so many jobs when that comes in here. They'll do it in phases. And of course, we got to get water and sewer up there to them. And we plan on doing it. That's going to cost money, but to get all these people into this town it'll change as far as your tax revenue and things like that, and power to Mike's, right? But anyway, we look forward to trying to get that done. One of the car plants here in town is talking about hiring a bunch of new people here for long because they got another contract, which is going to be good. More than 15 new businesses have been established in the city of Clanton during the past 4 years. We're currently in discussion with several national brand retailers considering location in the city of Clanton. Can't tell you who they are. We have to sign non-disclosures, but there's some people that's gonna bring a lot of tax revenue to Clanton. Although exit 205 remains our primary interstate growth area, we are seeing interest increase in federal retail development at exit 212. The availability of land and proximity to the hospital, Jeff States, and Clanton campus and the new Chilton County Courthouse makes this a very desirable location for the establishment of retail businesses and professional offices. Look forward to all that happening. So the city of Clanton has approximately 90 acres of land available for development. In this area, we feel that the property will be the focal point of future development at exit 212. Although recruitment of retail along the interstate is crucial to the economy of the city of Clanton, downtown development is and will remain a focal point in our economic development efforts. Our goal is to develop downtown Clanton into the destination for our residents and visitors, and moving forward is a very important goal to us. Created a downtown arts and entertainment district to enhance events like tomorrow night if it don't rain. So it's something good for all of us to go do. I mean, we have a lot. Debbie works hard at that all the time, trying to get food trucks and things like that downtown. And we've been able to get a grant to do the top on the corner park, because when it rains like this, those people come set their equipment up and has nowhere to put it. So I have to take it down, put it in the truck, go home. Hopefully tomorrow we won't have to run into that. But if we do, we got a roof on it over there. We got new sound system, new lights. Tomorrow night will be the grand opening and all that. So we made significant improvements to Corner Park, including construction of roof cover, just mentioned lighting and sound system. Scheduling downtown events to include First Friday in the spring and summer, expanded Christmas activities, including amusement rides, food trucks, and entertainment. Our Christmas is second to none. We've done a magnificent job trying to get things in here for Christmas. And Kessel Entertainment and Lomax, if y'all ever see those guys, that's a nice family right there. I'm telling you, they've been good to us. They bring and set that stuff up for us and don't charge us a dime. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the relationship we've been able to bond with those folks. It's been Russ and all of them, Nick, everybody, the whole family is just great people. We budget for extending the decorative lighting on 2nd Avenue across 31. I know we've told this several times, but we've had the money budgeted. We just ain't had time to fix it, and we want to. So anyway, Billy, I asked Billy earlier, I said, you know, this is something I want to talk to you about. Lisa and them, these girls, all of them do a great job to say count our money that we've been able to get in here. When we took office, I took office 4.5 years ago. Our budget was already set when I got here. It was about $12 million. And Billy, you want to kind of tell them on that?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to, first of all, reaffirm a point that Mayor Mims made earlier, and that is that we take the challenge of being good stewards of taxpayer money, your money, very, very seriously. There's not a day that goes by that we don't discuss ways that we spend, invest, or apply that money in a way that brings maximum benefit to each and every one of our residents. And that's extremely important responsibility that we take very, very seriously. And as the mayor said, I'd really like to say a special thank you to our operations manager, Lisa Taylor, and our city clerk, Susie Ellison, and all those who work in those offices, because they deal with this every day. We come up with the easy part, the ideas. They have to apply it and make sure we can afford it and do it in a manner that's efficient and beneficial to our residents. But some of the things that we're most proud of in the last 4.5 years, our annual budget has almost doubled. We're currently at $23 million. And what that means is we're investing an additional amount of that money to better the lives and the quality of life of our citizens. And that's very important. That's what that money's meant to do. At the same time, because of better investment strategies, another thing that I'm extremely proud of is the fact that we bought and are paying for the new ambulance to serve our residents just on the interest on those investments. And so while that money was provided by taxpayers through sales tax revenue and fees and permits, we're not touching the principal to bring what we feel is a critical service. And Mayor, I would point out that before the city did this, if you called an ambulance, and it was nobody's fault, but if you called an ambulance even 1 block away from Station 1, we could not determine when that ambulance was going to be there. Now, with the city ambulance service, response time is about 8 minutes. And that, to me, is what helps me sleep at night, knowing that we're applying those funds in a way that benefits our residents. We've sold, as the mayor mentioned, non-productive surplus property to get rid of maintenance costs and save that money and improve city finances. And again, I want to reaffirm, we have obtained more than $20 million in federal, state, and local grants to make improvements to the city. And to put that in perspective, that equates to 1 year of our annual budget. I mean, that's money that we can apply back into the city that essentially, whether we were paying 20% of the cost, that other 80% is free money. And so if we don't get it, somebody's going to. And we feel that we need that money here to improve the quality of life of our residents. I would also be very proud of the fact that next year we're going to retire the bond obligation on the City of Clanton Performing Arts Center, and the city will have no debt. And I think that's a huge benefit for us. Sometime a week or so ago in preparing for this, Mayor and I were talking and thought, you know, let's get an outside perspective on this. And so we contacted a bonding company that issues municipal and other bonds, really has nothing to do with the city, and asked the question, if you were looking at this city, how do we stack up? How do we compare with other people? And it was really interesting, sent back and did a little research. The city currently has unassigned general fund balance equal to 60% of our annual operating revenue. That's unheard of in a municipality. Essentially, that means we could operate for almost 7 months with no money coming in. And that's very atypical, unusual. And so that gives you some idea of the financial strength of the city as the state of the city addressed tonight. When considering the City of Clanton's overall financial health, this same individual said that it is important to note other Alabama municipalities with similar metrics. So when we look at that, the City of Clanton is comparable to Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Auburn, Tuscaloosa, Trussville, Daphne, and other municipalities. And that's some strong company to be involved with. And so I'm very proud of what the mayor, the council, and all the directors that you see here do, because, as I mentioned, they get up every day trying to determine how do we achieve the maximum benefit for our residents at the minimum cost. And we've made investments over the years that are starting to pay off, and I see that that financial bottom line is going to continue to improve.
Also, we took office, our reserve was about 2.5 million. It's close to 9 million now. So we've done a few things right. And I'm proud of y'all, proud of everybody up here. It's just been it's made my job a lot easier, which was pure hell when I first started, but thank God that's over. I want to show y'all something. We're going to change this rendering. Who's got the mic? Seen the videos done here lately on Facebook called Clanton Living. We started working on this. You know, the land out there at the 5, we call it 527. It's out there where the 212 exit. But call the engineering company to come look at some things and see what we could do with that land, because, you know, it takes a lot of money, and we want to want to partner with some folks to try to get some of this stuff done. We want to build a new sports complex out there, indoor sports complex. That way you can use it 24/7. I mean, 24 hours of the day if you wanted to, or all year long, winter, summer, doesn't matter. That's what we want to do out there. It's a beautiful lake. If you hadn't never got a chance to go out there, call me sometime. I'll take you out there, because it's beautiful. Dr. Law owned that place out there, and there's a big lake. Y'all done seen it, so I'll talk about it. It's a big lake right here and a big house. We want to put a campground around that place. We're about to meet with some folks that wants to put a campground out there. We want them to, because I mean, we'll get some of the money too. Let them put it in if we have to, whatever. We'll work that deal out. But putting a campground right here around that lake, you need one. A fairground right here. Which the fairground will be able to use it through our Peach Jam. Have booths around this fairground, and be able to use it for Peach Jam, and then build an amphitheater right beside this lake over here. This will be the sports complex, and then we've got up here toward the interstate next to the rest. This is the rest area right here, right behind the rest area. Try to get some hotels and outdoor markets right up there. These are things that we've been talking to folks for several years about, and we decided now is the time to go ahead and try to get this done. We want to try to get hopefully by the end of 26, at least be able to get this started out here. And this was on that video the other day. It's been out there less than about 30-something hours, for almost 40 hours. Had 24,000 views this afternoon. That right there. Just by people seeing that right there. Ask how you going to pay for it. Billy just told you about the bond. Our bonding capacity. We'll be able to bond some of that out there if we need to. We'll get grants to try to get some infrastructure in out there. It's one of the places we're talking about drilling a well. Maybe 2 of them out there that we need. And there's all kind of possibilities out there to do, but we knew this was the time to try to get this started. And hopefully we'll be able to start putting things to this. We'll have to spend money, and we've had to spend money to do this. But that's the nature of the beast. But if we can get this done and at least get it started in a couple of years after the Jeff State's paid off, which will be next year. Once we get that paid off, like Billy told you earlier, we won't owe nobody anything. So that's going to give everybody something to do. And like you see those 2 big old blank places, that's blank canvas up there. Several acres that we can do just all kind of things with. And that's something that we want to try to do. Like I say, I don't want to try it. We don't try a lot of stuff and not get it done. We usually go to trying things, we get it done, all of us together. So that is something that we're proud of, and proud of the things we've been doing. And I thank all of you that's helped us. Bob and David and Kyle and just so many others that's helped us do things. That's what makes Clanton great. And I tell this all the time. I love this town. Been here 68 years, and ain't never wanted to go anywhere else. I mean, I like to go visit somewhere every now and then, but I like coming back and laying my head down this town every night. So, anyway, that's all I got for the state of the city. So, and I hope you've learned some things. And if any of you's got any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. Y'all gonna make it too easy? Phasing? We got to get the water and sewer down there first. I mean, that's first thing. Then we'll probably work on. Pardon me. Campground is probably going to be one of the first things. That's probably going to be one of the first things once we get the sewer and water over there. I'm hoping that the fairground's not gonna be very expensive. I mean, we went to Kentucky and looked at one up there they have the state fair at. It's not a whole lot, not really expensive. I mean, it'd be fairly easy, be a good thing we can use. The amphitheater's gonna be pricey, and then the sports complex will really be pricey. But if I've been contacted by somebody that wants to kind of partner up with that amphitheater. That's what Clanton needs. You know, you go look at Birmingham. Who's partnered with them up there at that new amphitheater? The Toyota does a lot up in Huntsville. You know, those big companies want to see their name on some of this stuff, and they'll put a lot of money out there with you to help you get it built. Like down in Wetumpka, they built that sport complex down there. The city of Wetumpka might have had trouble doing it on their own, about $90 million, but the county went in with them, and that's how they got that done down there. But we're gonna be looking for partners to help us with this. But it's something that once we get it built, I mean, you know, you could have something going on out there all the time, and that's what we want. That's what we want to see happen. So it's not too far fetched. Like Billy said a while ago, you know, we're sitting in a good place. We could have been just stupid with our money, but we hadn't been. We're trying to use money that's, you know, buying this equipment. I've been hurt. You know, people say, he's spending somebody else's money, blah blah blah. But we ain't. Y'all, proof's in the pudding. We're making our own, making our own way. So, but anything else? Anybody else? Y'all don't be bashful. I know you got some questions. Lay it out here. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it, Renee. We don't sleep a lot. 2 or 3 hours a night at the best, but that's all right. Hey, go sleep when you go to heaven. So there you are. Nasty? Yeah. If it's on from the fence to the interstate, it's the state. Is that where it's at? Right. Yeah. It wasn't me. I wouldn't. Hey, I wasn't supposed to. That's state property. I done that just for you. Yeah. Yeah. Not supposed to. There he is. There. Well, private property I was not supposed to be on. State property, they tell us not to be on it. We get on it every now and then. Yeah. So, you know, I'll work on them. I did before, didn't I? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Y'all need to do some community cleanup. All right. Anybody else? Thank you, Bob. All right, if there's nothing else, y'all want to say anything? Mary Mel, you ready to sing? Okay, come on. Come on, we want to hear it. Now, thank y'all.